You guys! Oh man, I got the biggest news, the biggest SpongeBob news ever. Oh man, I don't know how I did this, but I had to do a lot of illegal stuff, basically, in order to do this. I have found lost footage, no joke, of SpongeBob SquarePants. The little 5-year-old inside of me is calling for joy. We are craving with anticipation right now. Are you ready, SpongeBob? I think we are. I have finally found SpongeBob SquarePants' lost episode, and this is amazing, my friends. You have not even seen this ever in your entire lifespan, and neither have I. So, sit back, grab your SpongeBob plushies or your favorite toy, or favorite plushie, or even favorite pet, or even your children, and enjoy SpongeBob's lost episode. This is gonna be great!
That's it? That's the last episode? That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles! What?
That's it? That's it? I did a bunch of illegal stuff. I have downloaded a bunch of illegal things. I went on illegal websites where you do not want to know what a conflunk is, because I didn't even want to know what it is, and you don't even want to know what it is. I've been betrayed by my favorite sponge. I don't even know you anymore. Well, I guess it could be worse. I mean, it's not like they're gonna send like an animation police force after me. That'd just be stupid. Animation police force. Oh shit, I might be in a lot of trouble. Good thing this was already pre-recorded, because I might be away for a while to a bunny rabbit and a fox that are pretty soon going to be busting through my door. I need to go to my safe haven, because of the illegal thing that I have done to get this lost episode. If anyone is watching this, if you could, come and take away the animated fox and bunny rabbit that are sitting outside my door, please, because I still have a life and things that I still like doing here on YouTube. So send help ASAP. Greetings, kids and nerds, my universe and white nerdy. Did you know that there was a SpongeBob lost episode? Well, I'm certain that plenty of people out there, especially kids, probably have no idea that SpongeBob has had a lost episode. And in case you're wondering, I'm going to try not to swear as much in this video so kids can actually enjoy this video for its standards or whatever. But what can be said about SpongeBob SquarePants? He has had a successful career for basically over 20 years, or about 20 years by this point, which is pretty amazing. He had 13 seasons, over 100 episodes, I think going on 500. So he had a pretty successful life, including having some very hit films, including his very first film, which is still one of my favorite animated films. But did you know that 20 years ago, there was a lost episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that had never been seen before? I thought that for 20 years' sake, we'd go back and look at the episode, review it, if you will, kind of do a review of it, if you would, too. So, time to get some SpongeBob action in here. Don't look at me like that. And we're going to talk about SpongeBob's very lost episode. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy my review as I'll be taking a look at The episode begins with SpongeBob SquarePants doing his favorite thing, jellyfish hunting, as he springs straight into action trying to catch a jellyfish flying above him. This is before SpongeBob wishes that he could fly amongst the jellyfish just like they do, wishing that he could fly so free just like them, or fly like Superman. In fact, SpongeBob wants to fly so desperately and free with the jellyfish that he, yes, sings a song about flying. No, seriously, he sings a song about flying.
If only I could join you there in the air, floating free without a care. I wish I could fly and see things.
So in case you're wondering, or if you figured it out, yep, this episode has to deal with SpongeBob trying to be different by trying to do the thing that he can't do, fly. I knew that was gonna happen. But see, this is my favorite thing about this episode, and that it's a creative writing. It's like SpongeBob is trying to do something that he can't do. Yeah, we have to remember that SpongeBob is still an adult, so he still, has his childlike ways and whatnot. Even though, yes, he holds down a job and he has a house of his own, but he's still, deep down inside, still a child. So it's kind of impressive to see him in his, own little world, so to speak, trying to fly. He tries various different ways of trying to fly, but he does it in the worst ways possible. And what do you think is the first thing that he invents? I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. Go ahead. If your answer was an airplane, then you'd be correct. SpongeBob SquarePants has basically an underwater universe. In the underwater universe, or in the Nickelodeon verse, he's beaten Orville and Wilbur Wright in inventing an airplane. And how do you think it goes for him? Okay, I have a few really good questions about what I just noticed. Like, first of all, why was SpongeBob on a farm building an airplane, or did he perhaps steal a crop dusting plane from Old Man Jenkins? 2, why would you fly or start an engine on an airplane that close next to a grain silo if you knew that this event would probably happen? 3, you're lucky that you didn't cut off yours or Patrick's head during this entire circumstances. And finally, and lastly, 4, did you really think that it was a good idea to try and fly this thing because an airplane can be a frickin' dangerous fucking tool to use in anything? Of course he did. But then SpongeBob just keeps trying. And, you want to know what the second thing that he tried was? Well, how would people feel if I said that SpongeBob basically became Batman? That didn't never happen. He became a parody of the Flash named the Quickster? Yes, you're right, and that is true. But no, in this episode, he became a parody of Batman. Thick. Well, of course, as you'd expect through his attempt to trying to fly, instead of doing it very cool, SpongeBob awesomely falls to the ground as Patrick puts him out with a fire extinguisher. Well, let's be real here. SpongeBob SquarePants is indeed himself no Christian Bale, because he could have done it and performed it just like this. What's worse for SpongeBob is that even after all his attempts and all his trials and errors, everybody makes fun of him for wanting a dream to fly. And this is something that I really do like about this episode, even still, like 20 years later. It's like SpongeBob is basically the children in this story, or even adults can relate to this guy. We've had people come up to us and say, "Hey, you're an idiot for trying to follow your dreams and accomplish your goals. You will never ever accomplish your goals. You are freaking nothing in this goddamn world." To which that we have to say that we've all had moments like that where we had people making fun of our dreams, our hopes, just fucking outright shatter them straight down to nothing or just grind them right into salt in their hand. It's pretty sad, but it makes SpongeBob even more relatable, especially in this special, where you really do feel that, yeah, we've all been in this little guy's place. We've all had moments where we're like, huh, we all have our dreams, our hopes, our sensational things that we want to have happen. But then, toward the end, toward the middle of it, we stop and we start to think like, maybe they're right. And there is a moment in here when SpongeBob goes, maybe they're right. Maybe I should just face reality and accept the weird coincidence that I cannot fly. And then, weirdly enough, through coincidence, not through the magical power of like John Williams, not through the magic of Christopher Reeves, not through the magic of the animated series, not through the magic of My Adventure with Superman, SpongeBob enhances the ability to fly. I'm not even joking, and in fact, he does this because he inflates his pants. I wish I was making this up, but I'm talking about a children's cartoon from 20 years ago, so logic by this point had been thrown out the window. But I think it's actually funny that the way that he gets his ability to fly is, in fact, he just had a hairdryer in his pants, which inflated his pants, and basically SpongeBob became a hot air balloon by that point. Which is kind of funny, because then everybody starts viewing SpongeBob as a superhero. So it's actually pretty cute to see SpongeBob actually become a superhero, even though to some people, including myself, he pretty much is a superhero, but he ends up doing small jobs, which considers him a hero. But despite all of this, SpongeBob kind of invented his pants by accident, and he just wants to fly with the jellyfish, but no one will leave him alone so he can do what he wants. People begin to misuse him. People begin to use him and actually use him to do a lot of things that they could do by themselves, which makes me actually feel for SpongeBob that he's being abused by the people around him. Because he starts getting asked to do these very ridiculous favors, like filling out like balancing a checkbook, which you don't need a fly to know how to balance out a checkbook. You just need a calculator or to be really, really good at math. I like the one with Plankton where he goes, "Help me spread the word of evil," and it's actually a newspaper that says evil on it, and I'm like, that's a pretty creative joke. But I mean, despite a lot of these things, it's like, help me pick up my tie, help me clean up my garage, help me clean up my bathtub, help me clean my house. It's like, these are things he shouldn't be doing. And the only thing I can think of is that one issue where Superman Grounded, which was written by J. Michael Straczynski, where Superman, even though he had superpowers, he kind of is a little bit misused with his superpowers, because the reason why he stopped using his powers in the comics is because he as he blames himself for not being there when a man needed him because he was suffering brain cancer or a brain tumor, and the tumor spread too much to his body and it killed him. If Superman was there, he could have performed surgery or helped the doctor perform surgery, and then he would have been saved. So I get a nice flashback to that. It's like, yeah, basically in this chance, you kind of turn SpongeBob into Superman, which is actually kind of notable because Superman, yeah, he would do these small jobs. Have you seen My Adventures with Superman? The first thing that he ends up doing, of course by accident when he was a kid, is saving a car with two people inside of it just because they were in danger and he had the will of a superhero, which I thought was nice. But the thing is that SpongeBob was doing it maybe because he had the will of the superhero in him, and then all of a sudden it transforms into being a sad superhero tale, which Yeah, which made me like the sponge who could fly a lot because he becomes a superhero. It reminds me a lot of the Will Smith movie Hancock, where it's like, what if a superhero would really exist in the real world? We probably would misuse them like this and not even care about their background or where they came from. We would misuse and abuse them to the fact that SpongeBob actually has to run away from his friends and neighbors, and they actually end up hunting him down, strangely enough. So I mean, it's actually sad to see the people that he loved turns against him and actually try to hunt him down, and even in some point probably try to kill him. What's funnier is that you think that SpongeBob had died, but no, they pull off his pants and then they decide we're gonna give a funeral to these beloved pants, and they just leave SpongeBob on the ground just to die or rot or whatever. So, in all honesty, I know I went through a review slash review into a normal review that I did. I'm sorry about that if I confused anybody or threw people up, but my brain works in different ways. So, sometimes I'll be doing something like that, but then I'll be changing it towards the end of it or whatever. I apologize to you people if I distracted you or you didn't know where I was going. Even my brain is going, keep up with me. So, in all honesty, how do I feel about the sponge who could fly as a special even 20 years later? And especially sometimes I just pop the DVD in for something to listen to, or sometimes I watch it. You know what? It still holds up to this day. Excuse me. 20 years later, this is still a freaking fantastic, actually, no, fucking fantastic, fabulous little piece of animation history that had one of the best stories for SpongeBob out there about trying to fit in even though he is different. And even still nowadays, people are still being relentlessly picked on or bullied because they're different, they sound different, they act different. Like people will pick on disabled people like myself. People will pick on people because they're black, they're Asian, they're Jewish, they're Mexican. It doesn't matter where we come from because we all are part of the same universe or part of the same world. And in fact, including for SpongeBob in this episode, you really get the feeling that he's still trying to fit in, even though everybody at first treated him very differently, then accepted him, but then began to treat him differently all over again, which becomes the main focus of the special. And, 20 years later, I gotta hand it to SpongeBob because this episode still holds up to this day. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinion. What do you think about the sponge who could fly? Do you still like it? Do you hate it? Do you not like it? Haven't you seen it yet? Let me know in the comment section down below because I'm very curious to hear about what you guys are saying about it. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comment section down below. Do you remember ever seeing the sponge that could fly? Or did I bring back memories for you? And especially watching it 20 years later, did it bring back some memories? And can you relate to this yellow sponge down in the comment section down below? You don't need like a big story, but you can kind of tell like a little story about how you can relate to this episode in general if you've ever been treated differently. And especially for me, I've been treated differently a lot more times than I want to admit, unfortunately. There are still people, even still to this day, that treat me differently because I'm different in a way. So, I am a good different. I'm uncanny. I am marvelous today. And I'm playing with a SpongeBob plushie because no one can tell me what to do. But let me know in the comment section down below if you remember this episode or this special that only had a very limited airing, and in fact, the only way to see this episode is through the DVD or VHS tape called Lost at Sea. So if you have seen it, or if you haven't seen it, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for enjoying the nostalgic or flashback to other things. I still hope to do this, toward the future. Like I know that I still want to talk about like movies that I haven't seen. I still want to talk about comic books and manga and other stuff. Maybe video games in the future. No promises or anything, but yeah, man, I still like to, bring you guys back to your childhood and your nostalgia. It makes me feel good. And especially since people are really enjoying taking a look back at the things that they love and whatnot. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm all happy for it. So let me know if you remember the Sponge You Could Fly. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join me at my own Bikini Bottom down in the down at Twitter with the link in the description down below, or do you want to join the Krusty Krab by subscribing to the channel? Don't be a part of this chum bucket by disliking this video or not subscribing at all. You should subscribe and kind of have fun over with my Krusty crew. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter with the link in the description down below. And as always, guys, take care. Let me know if I brought back any memories for you. And if you have something else nostalgic that you think that I've seen or that you think want me to talk about, let me know in the comments down below too. Or you can let me know at Twitter with the link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Marine Universe. Everyone, you know, keep eking on. And as always, guys, take care.